Hi YouTube. So today we will be tackling the above question from the 2025 NSC mock exam for the Western Cape. So let's get right into it. Okay, as always for question one, it always starts off with these sort of routine type questions. So I'm just going to go through them briefly. They should have been fine, but I'll do it obviously just in case it wasn't fine. So the first question here is just a regular factorization question. So all we have to do is obviously factorize and then solve for x. So it is a trinomial. Let me just write down the question. Oh, that's a bit too big. 3x squared minus 7x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, so all you need to do is establish your two brackets. So one of the brackets is going to have 3x and the other is going to have x. Okay, so by now you should be able to do this, but the way you do it is this is going to be multiplied by this. This is going to be multiplied by this, and this is going to be multiplied by this to produce this over here. So if you just worked it out, the factors of 6 that you need to use is going to be minus 3 and plus 2. Because 3 times minus 3 is minus 9, 2 times 1 is 2, minus 9 plus 2 is minus 7. Okay, so then all you want to do is you just solve for x, so x is going to equal minus 2 over 3, or x is going to equal 3. Okay, quite simple. On to the next question. The next question, number 2, is just the quadratic formula. So it's 2x squared equals 4 minus 5x. All you want to do in this question over here is you just want to use the quadratic formula. How do you know you want to use the quadratic formula? They just say corrected 2 decimal places. So everyone should have been fine with this question. All you have to do is make sure you take everything to one side and make it equal 0. So it's 2x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. Then what you want to do is you want to put these values into your quadratic formula. So it's minus 5 plus minus 5 squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, and then you should have gotten the answers of x equals 0,64 or x equals minus 3,14. Okay, quite easy. On to the next question. The next question is an inequality. So we are going to need to factorize and sort of solve for x, but we need to draw the parabola to solve for x. So in the question, we have x squared minus 4x minus 21 less than or equal to 0. So all we want to do is just factorize it like normal. So we'll have in this bracket x minus, and this one x plus. And then the two factors we are going to use is going to be a negative 7 and a positive 3. So that means in our parabola, our two critical values, this one over here is going to produce a value of minus 3. This one over here is going to produce a value of 7. So it says everything below and equal to 0. So if this is 0, everything below the 0 would be this region over here. So therefore, our answer is going to be the x in between those two values. Okay, so on to the next question. Question number 4. Okay, so for this question over here, whenever you see a surd, it just means you want to square the surd away and then solve for x. So in the following question, we're just going to square both sides, and then you're going to end up with 2x plus 3. And then on this side, we're going to end up with x squared minus 2x plus 1. Then whenever you see a square, just take everything to one side, make it equal 0. So then I'm going to have x squared minus 4x minus 2. Okay, then you'll notice that this can't be factorized, so you need to use the quadratic formula. So for the quadratic formula, we'd end up with x equaling 2 plus root 6, or x equals 2 minus root 6. So what's important with all surd questions is that you take your answers and you plug it in under the surd to make sure that it works. So if you did that, you'd notice that this one has no solution and this one over here works. So therefore our answer has to be x equals 2 plus root 6. So the next question was a simultaneous equation. So for a simultaneous equation, ideally, or actually you always want to have just a variable on its own. So you can already see that this y is already on its own. So it's very easy to solve. You're just going to take the 2x over. So let's do that. Okay, so let's form our new equation with just y. So y is going to equal to 7 minus 2x. Then all we want to do is we want to take this y that we found and we want to plug it in for each y over here. So that means I'm going to end up with x squared plus 7 minus 2x squared minus 2x, 7 minus 2x. Equals 9. Then all you want to do is you want to just simplify it as far as possible. So this over here is going to be x squared plus 49 minus 28x plus 4x squared minus 14x minus 4x squared, and then I'll take the 9 over one time. Okay, then all you want to do is add and subtract all the like terms, and then you'd see that you're going to end up with 9x squared minus 42x plus 40 equals 0. So at this point, you can use the quadratic formula, but call me old-fashioned. I'm going to factorize it into 3x minus 10 and then 3x minus 4. Of course, if you want to, just use the quadratic formula. I just actually enjoy factorizing. So then this is going to be x is equal to 10 over 3, and this is going to be x is equal to 4 over 3. So what's important with the simultaneous equation, always make sure that you sub your x back in to get your y. So if you sub your x's back into this formula over here, you're going to see that for this x, you're going to get a y value of 1 over 3, and for this x, you're going to get a y value of 13 over 3. Okay, so on to the question you've probably all been waiting for, the final question. Given 9x equals 45 to the 7 times 15 to the minus y, determine x plus y. So I'm assuming most people left this question out, but actually it's not that hard. It's actually quite easy as long as you follow a few simple tips and tricks that I'm going to show you. So whenever you are working with exponents, the trick is try and get them all in the same basis and then just manipulate things and see if it will work out. So in the following question, I see that I can do a whole lot of 3s and 5s. So that's what I'm going to make all the bases. So this over here would be 3 squared. So I'm just going to write 3 to x. This over here would be 3 squared, which is 9, times by 5, which is going to give me 45. And then I put the 7 outside. Then this over here is 3 times 5, and then to the minus y. Then I just distribute everything out. I'm going to get 3 to x equals 3, 14, 5, 7, 3 minus y, and 5 minus y. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all my variables on one side just to see how things are going to work out. So then over here I'll have 3 to x divided by, because I'm going to divide both sides by it, 3 to the minus y, 5 to the minus y, equals 3 to the 14 and 5 to the 7. Now I'm just going to take all my negatives and bring it to the top and end up with 3 to x times 3y times 5y equals 3, 14 and 5 to the 7. Now I'm just going to combine my 3's together to end up with 3 to x plus y times 5y equals 3, 14 times 5, 7. So the reason I combined my 3's together is because I saw on the right side there's a 3 and there's a 5. So if I can get my left side into a base of 3 and a base of 5, maybe I'll be able to solve for x and for y. So then I notice that the 5 only has a y. So that means that y has to equal to 7. So y equals 7. Then I do the other part of the formula and I have 3 2x, and then I sub in the y value that I just got, which is 7, and I make it equal the other base of 3. And because the bases are the same, I can drop the base and end up with 2x plus 7 equals 14. Then I take the 7 over, 2x equals 7, divide both sides, I end up with 7 over 2. Now remember, you aren't done yet. The question did ask, if we just scroll all the way back up, the question did ask determine x plus y. So that's exactly what you need to do, is just add up your two answers. So therefore, x plus y equals 7 plus 7 over 2, which is going to give us 21 over 2. And that's basically how you do that super hard question in the last part of question 1. Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. I'll be posting question 2 soon. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, like the video, watch the other videos that are going to come soon. And of course, if you did come from TikTok, shout out to you.